Hi guys, my name's Alberto, aka Destroyer 48, aka Subscribe for Food, aka Subscribe for Nuts, ha ha ha, aka I have a trillion channels. Welcome to Pro Wrestling Classic. Um, this is my part two. This is my part two series of two. I should have made it more, but I need to talk. I need to tell you guys stuff before I get started. I'm gonna be brutally honest about this. You see, my Sting part one, what happened was I started with Sting's career, starting with the Blade Runners, going to WCW, going to my favorite part with NW Sting, turning to this thing, find the NWO. Well, I like I said before, maybe in my other videos, I got cable around 88, 89, and I really loved the NWA. I liked Sting. I thought he was pretty cool. Back then, I had VCR. We had VCRs. Have you ever heard of younger people? Have you ever heard of the VCRs? They were hard to videotape on them, but I was able to. I loved wrestling so much. I videotaped it. I mean, I wouldn't miss a Saturday at WCW Saturday Night. It was very, I wouldn't miss it unless I had to, unless I had a baseball game or something. 'Cause I was in baseball or football, what have you. I've always wanted to watch it. And I would record it too. So not only would I watch it, I'd record it when I can. I'd watch it over and over and over. I loved it. I loved it so much. And then when the NWO came along, this thing, he popped up through that, Lex Luger limousine thing. If y'all know what I'm talking about, you guys that are my age, right? Lex Luger during the NWO time, they're being WCW's being assassinated or whatever by the NWO. Not assassinated, you know what I mean. But Lex Luger goes outside, looks in a limousine, and is looking for Sting in there. What fake Sting comes out, hits him with a bat or something like that. And then this thing is born like you didn't believe me, and he turns into this thing. And that's the coolest part. And even when yeah, with the NWO, I was like more into my eyes were more glued to the screen, like wow, that's really cool. You get this thing. He looks like the Crow. He looks awesome. He's coming up bungee cords and all this stuff. I was really into that. And but later on, the NWO passes, and then we're gonna he's. I heard Sting went to I don't know something All Stars Wrestling, and then he's gonna pop up in TNA and Impact Wrestling, and I just like I had to go. I had to start. I started working or something like that, or going to college, and I just stopped. You know, and it just was not so interesting. So I just, now that I have to do I want to do the part two. I have to go research back because I didn't watch. I stopped watching at that time, so I got to research back and complete my part two of the career. But the thing is, it's really hard. I got really turned off because it was a lot of work. It was a lot of see, and I was not that. To tell you the truth, I was not that interested. Uh, don't say I don't love Sting, whatever. I love when Sting is fighting the NWO. That's my favorite part. Sting in the beginning, I kind of liked him, but I kind of did it because he was kind of being a little goody two shoes. But when he was fighting the Horsemen and stuff like that, sometimes like I hate the Horsemen. I hate Flair. I want him to beat him up. That was the regular Sting, and then this is the coolest one, right? When he starts fighting the NWO, to me that's at his prime. So let's get started, and we'll talk about that other stuff right now. I ended part one with Sting beating Hulk Hogan with the world title. It's a lot of it's too much information. I'm gonna just tell you what I've seen from my research going on the internet, and even before what I saw, little what I saw, and we're gonna go the rest of over his career, not the entire career, because too much. But I'm gonna tell you. what I've seen and what I think of his career, because I got the gist of it, the whole career, the gist of it. You know, even though I didn't see a lot of it, but it's about the same thing, and we will go over it right now. So again, let's get started. We left off where Sting beats Hogan for the title. Okay, okay. You know he was even I remember about that is that he wouldn't talk and he would like in the middle of the ring point his bat with JJ Dillon in the ring. I remember that. And JJ was, "What do you want?" And there he was even he was trying to make a contract with Sting or something like that. And he had something like, "I'll have you wrestle Bob Bagwell." I don't remember some loser guy. He tore up the contract. And because Sting, he didn't say anything, but everybody's chanting Hogan and he wants Hogan. So he faces Hogan, he beats Hogan. And we're gonna fast forward to um, where he joins the Wolfpack. He joins Kevin Nash, Lex Luger, K Dog, and I saw him actually recently wrestle Goldberg for the belt. So he wrestles Goldberg, which is a pretty good match. It was really good. Um, and then Hogan, what happened in the match? There's a couple of times where Sting is at the corner, and then Goldberg goes for the spear or something, and then Sting moves out of the way, and then Goldberg hits himself his arm on the post or something. Um, Remember Sting hitting Goldberg with a drop kick. I mean, the fans are really into it, and it's come on, it's Sting versus Goldberg. I mean, it's awesome. Then Sting gets Goldberg in the Scorpion Deathlock. Goldberg looks like he wants to power out, and then here comes Hogan. Hogan sneaking in. He kicks Goldberg in the head, and I'm sorry, Hogan kicks Sting in the head. Did I say it or did I say Goldberg? Well, he kicks Sting in the head, and then Goldberg takes advantage and then puts Sting for the in a jackhammer and 1, 2, 3, and then Goldberg streak continues. Um, I'm not surprised. um, I saw the War Games. It was NWO Wolfpack, NWO I guess Hollywood versus WCW. Bret Hart, the Warrior. Who else? DDP representing WCW, and then we got Nash, Sting representing NWO Wolfpack. Um, Stevie Ray from Harlem Heat's there for NWO Wolfpack. I don't know. Does it look like I'm missing somebody? I don't. I isn't there supposed to be three of each? I thought it was three of each. Like Wolfpack was Kevin Nash and Sting, and I don't remember who else. Well, maybe it was Bret Hart. I don't know. It was confusing. But that match goes off. DDP and Bret Hart started off. They started fighting. Then Kevin Nash, Booker T comes in. Kevin Nash. I remember Sting giving a couple of stinger splashes on Stevie Ray. I remember Sting stomping and cause there was two rings. It was the War Games, and then Sting was stomping on top of Stevie Ray that was in between the rings. That's the one where if y'all know if you've seen it on the internet, the smoke comes in and all that, and then word comes out. They call him Warrior, but in WWE he's called Ultimate Warrior. And then Hogan's outside. Hogan's involved. Hogan cheats. There's supposed to be like a time thing where you're supposed to come in like every 5 minutes or something like that. Hogan cheats, he comes in like a minute and a half early or something like that. Hogan goes in and fights, and then he gets out of the cage, and then is it called the Apocalypse? It's the what's the guy? He used to be the Booty Man. This Brutus the Barber Beefcake is known as the Apocalypse or something like that. Comes out, helps Hogan. Ultimate Warrior, the Warrior comes out, and he's in the cage, and then he busts out he climbs the cage, and he kicks open the gate, and he busts out of the cage, and that's the big thing of the whole thing. And he goes after Hogan. He beats up the Apocalypse and Hogan. I don't know. Is his name the Apocalypse? I don't even know. He starts hitting him and stuff like that. DDP pins somebody in the ring to win the war games. I don't know, man. You see how I don't know. It's not interesting. It just I don't know. Um, I mean, I'm telling you, when the when he fights the NWO, it's the best, man. After that, I mean, yeah, because he's in NWO Wolfpack, so it's just um, and that to me that's the main highlights of Wolfpack. I think he goes in cahoots with Randy Savage because Randy Savage is feuding with Hulk Hogan, and then Sting, and then I think Macho Man hits Sting for some reason at one point, and then they start feuding. Okay, and I'm gonna skip all that Wolfpack stuff. That's all I saw. Then I did see some parts with Sting versus Dark Carnival. He's feuding with Vampiro and the Great Muta, my favorite wrestler. Um, and he's fighting with the Insane Clown Posse. They're just beating each other up. There's one match where it's Sting versus Vampiro in a cage match, and I think he like handcuffs Vampiro to the cage, handcuffs them both like this, and Vampiro's up like that. Sorry, Sting. And he starts hitting them with a bat or a whip. I don't know what. I'm like, okay. It's just there, man. Now we're gonna skip ahead. I think that's all I can remember about that. I'm gonna go now. We're gonna go to oh yeah. How about WCW? The last match he had it with Ric Flair. They have their match. Ric Flair is already like a million years old already. They're wrestling, of course, but I think Sting makes him submit with Scorpion Deathlock. Come on, man. Ric Flair's already super old, and that's when Vince McMahon came out in WCW. I have now taken over WCW, and they ended up with that note. I think that's the one where Booker T beat Scott Steiner for the world championship belt. Does it really matter? It's the last show. Vince McMahon has taken over WCW. Then I read that Sting went to AW. No, I don't know what something All Stars. I think it's a promotion that travels around the world or something like that. So I'm gonna go now to TNA Wrestling. What I saw from there. Um, Sting is in a feud with Immortal. I think it's like Scott Steiner and Bully Ray, Hogan, Eric Bischoff. Um, Now that this is cool. Now he's gonna get like he it's him versus Immortal. So he has these clowns like they're like these clowns show up Later on, they're gonna show. They're gonna. You're like, who are these clowns? And it's later on, you're gonna see that one's Kurt Angle, and then the other one I think is Storm, and then the other one is I don't remember who the other ones were. It was a smaller wrestler. It was probably AJ Styles, and there's the scene where Sting is Immortals in the ring. Sting is with like a poker table there, and he points up in the rafters, and all these clowns are there. Later on, you're gonna find out one's Kurt Angle. Now that was cool. That was okay. Now we're getting somewhere. uh, I saw there were some times where Eric Bischoff would like Sting would be talking in the ring and Eric Bischoff's like, I need to talk to you, and I think one time he was talking to Hogan, and then Bischoff's like in between Hogan and Sting, and Bischoff's like, Sting, I'm talking to you. Sting just knocks him out. I saw the match with Sting versus um I just said her name right now. AJ Styles. Sting picks him. Sting picks up AJ Styles with a gorilla press slam in the ring during the match, and then throws him outside, and AJ Styles lands on the floor. I mean, I'm like, wow, how did he survive that? I think there was mats. I'm pretty sure. Man, sometimes they don't have mats outside these rings. I will admit. Um, Matt Morgan. I saw the. I don't know if there's anything else I want to say about that too, but there's just a lot of times things started hitting people with the bats and stuff like that. Yeah, I saw the a match with Sting versus Matt Morgan. There was a horrible clothesline Matt Morgan did on Sting, and the crowd did not like it. It like turned off. It was like the turn off for the rest of the match. It was a horrible match. Sting versus Matt Morgan. That was one of them. Um, you got Sting versus Jeff Jarrett with Kurt Angle as referee, and that's during that match. If Sting were to lose to Jeff Jarrett, he it was a retirement match. He would have to leave. He would have to leave TNA. I mean, he would have to end his career. Once again, Kurt Angle as a referee. Jeff Jarrett gets thrown out of the ring or something, or he leaves the ring and something like that, and then Kurt Angle's like pushing him outside and have a shoving match, and he's like telling Jeff Jarrett, go in the ring. So Jeff Jarrett goes in the ring, and the match starts, and it is said that Sting has taken off like 2 months off to get ready for the match or something. And Jeff Jarrett has momentum. He's starting. He's like, he's like, I've been here longer. I've been working my butt off. And the announcer's like, yeah, he's been here. He's been wrestling. And Sting looks like he's what's the word? Rusty. Match goes on. Sting finally starts beating up Jeff Jarrett. Um, Jeff Jarrett he puts Sting on the Strode. Jeff Jarrett's actually on the top rope, getting ready to hit Sting with a Strode. Sting gets out of that. I believe I don't. I think Jeff Jarrett does put him in a Strode, but and tries to pitch. But that's a special maneuver. The Strode gets him by the arm like this or something like that. And Jeff Jarrett does put Sting on the Strode and covers Sting. So I put him on the Strode like this. Covers Sting. 1, 2, and then Sting kicks out. He kicks out of it, and then Sting puts at the end. Oh yeah, and then Sting, Jeff Jarrett hits Sting with a guitar shot in the head, like this, like pretend this is the guitar, and then Sting just goes, ah, beats up Jeff Jarrett, and then puts him in the Scorpion Deadlock and makes Jeff Jarrett tap. I mean, that was pretty cool. I'll give it that much. That was pretty cool. Then you got Sting versus Kurt Angle. Sting beats Kurt Angle or something like that. The one that comes into mind is Sting versus Samoa Joe. Oh my gosh, man! They start fighting in the stands. Sting and Samoa Joe. They go up the stairs, and you go watch it on YouTube. Seriously, go watch the. There's this it's like it's called Sting every world title Sting won in TNA Impact, something like that. Go look it up, and it's like the second match, Samoa Joe versus Sting. They start fighting in the crowd, and then they go up the stairs where the crowd is, and then Samoa Joe, he does like, I don't know, it's like a freaking 10 feet, 15 feet drop. He goes and then he drop kicks Sting on the bottom. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Now that was amazing, but it wasn't by Sting, it was by Samoa Joe. Sting wins that match. The only thing I can remember from Samoa Joe's I like is that insecurity kick. I think he does. He jumps like this and kick. Samoa Joe's like a freaking. He's like a Samoan, but like to me, he reminds me of like he's big. He's like a sumo wrestler. How does he do stuff like that? When he did that drop kick from 10, 15 feet in the air, whatever, on the stairs and landed on Sting, and he landed on the freaking concrete stairs. I mean, come on, man. How did he survive that? I don't know, man. It was amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I say amazing times 10. It was awesome. Anyway, Sting ends up beating Samoa Joe. Another match that comes to mind is Sting versus Rob Van Dam. That match, you can watch it, and they go out into the fans, and then there's this block thing. It's like to a room. I don't know what it is, and they throwing each other to that wall like several times. I'm like, that's like the wall match. Rob Van there's some frog splashes going on there. I think Rob Van Dam beat him with a frog splash. I may be mistaken, but that one is they're always throwing each other to the wall in that match. The worst matches ever. Sting versus um, Jeff Hardy. That match was like I kind of liked it. It was okay, but that match ended way too quick. And then I don't know how many times they wrestled each other, but I know about that match where Jeff Hardy went drunk, or whatever, and Sting pinned him real quick, or he was under the influence of drugs or something like that, supposedly. It wasn't that match. It was another one, but I know about that match. Um, we have to talk about the Joker's thing. You see, that's what turns me off a lot. That Joker's thing was just ridiculous. And then he's wearing a shirt. What does that mean? That Sting is too old already. He's too old. When wrestlers start wearing shirts, it's because they're flabby from the chest. They don't look good. They're flabby from their stomach. It's like once you think you're a wrestler, you have to be wearing a shirt to cover your flabbiness, whatever. It's kind of time to think about, hey, hang up the tights. Hang up your tights, put away your wrestling boots, go sell them on eBay, whatever. And Sting's starting to do that here in Impact Wrestling. I saw the when he's a Joker, and then he goes into Hogan's office, and then he smears makeup on Hogan's face in the office. There's another one where Sting hits Hogan with a bat, and Hogan's on the corner, and then he force feeds him vitamins or something like that, and he's eating vitamins too on the side of Hogan in the ring in front of everybody. I mean, it's just stupid, man. It's just dumb. The aces and then aces and eights. That I like that group. That reminds me kind of like the NWO. It's not as good as the NWO, but it's kind of, I want to say kind of close. I mean, it's pretty decent. I like the aces and eights because it always had me on my toes. It was all a mystery, and it turns out like Bully Rays with Sting and Hogan versus aces and eights. Um, You got Sting going to Brooke's wedding. Brooke is dating or gonna marry Bully Ray. That's really funny. Hogan's there, Sting's there. They'll get beat up in the wedding and all that. So Bully Ray looks like he's an ally of Sting and Hogan, but it turns out he's like the master, or he's like one of the bosses of ACD along with Taz. And I forgot that Sting also wrestled Mr. Anderson. Yeah, I was there that match. Um, wow, like I'm already at 26 minutes right now, and it's like, you see, I could go forever, but I don't know. Okay, let's keep going. So then you got Sting. He goes to WWE. He sells out. You see, this is why. This is why I'm not really into this. But and I'll explain to you why I'm doing this later. He goes to WWE, and I ain't gonna talk much about it. But I heard, he like wrestled Triple H, and then Vince McMahon had him squashed, like he's nobody. He should not have gone to WWE. That's where I'm mad at him. He could have been great like this, and he would have. If he had not gone to WWE, he would have been so great. You know. And then when he started wearing the shirt, he should have like stopped his career right there. He goes to WWE, Vince McMahon has him squashed. You know, then I'd help him, and he gets beat by Triple H, something like that. Squashes his career. Then he ends up in AEW. Okay, that's a little move, but you should be already be retired. And he goes to team with Darby Allen, which is that his name, Darby Allen? And he goes, that guy's a crazy guy. Like he's a skinny guy painted like this, and he jumps up people on his skateboard. Sting can't do that much, but just punch and stuff. And he gets into feuds with Jericho or something like that. Why? Why did you have to sell out and go to WWE? He was the only like the big star that didn't the only big star that didn't go to WWE. Why? Oh, you still pack a punch. And now he retires from AEW. Okay, guys, I'm gonna tell you why I did this review. I was not really into this. The only reason I did this is because I started part one and I had to do a part two. I did not get into this. I thought I could do it, and like I was just not inspired. You see, to do a good review, you gotta do passion, and I don't. I was not. I'm gonna be passionate about other matches, other wrestlers I want to get to. I will, and it was a lot of work too, and it's just I got turned off. I hope you liked some of the reviews. If you didn't like the review, I don't blame you. But I'm mad at this guy. He had to sell out. Why did you sell out? Why did you have to go to WWE? Why? Should not have gone to WWE, bro. My other reviews will be better. Because I will be passionate about. I want to do reviews. I'll be passionate about it. That are not that much work. I actually like the wrestlers that are didn't have such long careers. Like like uh, Sergeant Pittman and who else? Johnny B. Bad. Even Johnny B. Bad. Just make it short and sweet. But you wrestle too long where you have to wear a shirt where you to cover up your flabbiness and everything. Again, the NWO Sting versus the NWO at his prime. That's him at his prime. He looks so cool. He would come out from the Raptors. Remember? Have his baseball bat. Should paint a bat with him. Whatever. He should have left the business sooner. But I heard Dixie Carter just wanted him. She didn't want to let him leave. Come on, he's past his prime already. You're too old already. Man, I'm gonna do a review on Ric Flair. That's gonna be just as bad because his career is what is it longer? No, I don't think it's longer. I don't know, something like that. But I will have fun with Ric Flair. He'll be a new wrestler. This one I had to stick for longest time, and I had to be looking for stuff, and I just stopped watching wrestling, and his career is just not as interesting after the NWO Sting. It's just not. The Joker Sting sucked. So I know that I'm sorry if I didn't put up a good review, man. I did the best I could. I just not into. My favorite wrestler is a Great Muta, and that's a wrestler. And he put in a lot of time too, but I don't know. Everybody has their favorites. So this will probably be my suckiest review ever, but I will do better ones, and I'll do. I want to be doing on matches. That's just doing single matches, not so much work. Just give my opinion. Those it will be better. I will have better reviews. I promise you. And if you like this review, hey, I think I'm being kind of funny. But I better call it a quits. Um, Believe me, I will have more reviews that are more passionate. I'm going to be talking about matches I'm passionate about and wrestlers I'm passionate about, and not have to put so much work into it. This guy I had to do a lot of research for, and I'm already gone 30 minutes. Oh well, well. So from me and Sting, Mr. Sting, that shouldn't have joined WE and should have quit before he had to start wearing his shirt to wear over his flabbiness. We will see you next time. My name's Alberto, aka Destroyer 48, and Sting. We will see you in the next review. Bye.